Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, everybody. All two of you. Seems like there's a lot of people streaming, and I thought this was a good time slot. So we may have to change it because this ought to be really good. I'm going to wait a minute or so before I show my most awesome countdown. On the other hand, maybe I won't, and everybody else can just miss it because I feel like that. Hey, Dune. I got the book today. I'm going to see my mom tomorrow, so she will sign it. And I'll get it right back off to you. And thank you so much for the gift. So, anyway, I have decided to start a very interesting stream, which will be able to encompass everybody and anybody. My only rules are going to be no porn because there are occasionally kids. And porn is kind of boring. It's the same thing over and over. So, anyway, time for tales. Everybody has good stories. So, what I'd like to do, I got 60 years of stories. So, what I'd like to do is have everybody once in a while come up and tell a story. And I went through various things like thinking, oh, maybe we should do a believe it or not. Because most of my stories are unbelievable. You would have had to have been there. But believe it or not, it's already been done. And you never know when someone's story might ring a bell with you or you've had a similar experience. And we are open to anything and everything as the countdown showed. Dinosaurs, ghosts, aliens, fish, cop watching, food. Anybody got a good recipe? So I'd like to know everybody's opinions on this. I'm not going to hunt out people to be on the stream. I'll post a link, and if people have an interesting story, they can come up and tell it. I enjoy hearing other people's adventures. Like, there's this book called Raptor Red. It's about the Utah raptor from the point of view of the dinosaur. Now, my kids and I used to travel a lot because I homeschooled. And we listened to Raptor Red, and we happened to end up in Utah. And we went to Goblin State Park, which has lots of hoodoos, which are very cool, sandstone sort of towers. And we got there at 2 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody else there. We drove around the campground for 5 minutes trying to figure out, gee, which parking spot do we want? Till we realized that it really didn't matter. We were the only people there. It was 2 in the morning. Stayed up all night listening to the rest of Raptor Red. Got out of the van in the morning and played Utah Raptor in the land of Utah Raptors. Ran around and the kids were howling and screaming. It was really cool. About 15 years later, I found Raptor Red among my things and decided to sit down and listen to it. Boy, was it violent. I mean, we are talking like violent dinosaurs eating dinosaurs, dinosaurs getting stuck in the mud, and she sat there and watched her partner sink into the mud and the bubbles slowly blowing out of the mud as he sank deep. Floods wiping out thousands of dinosaurs, snow freezing dinosaurs, dinosaurs chasing dinosaurs and eating them, biting gaping holes into their legs, ripping off flesh. And it was like, I really let my kids listen to this? Wow. And I always wondered, that was a very bizarre trip overall. I always wondered what my kids thought. And so I asked my second oldest, and he said, guess what, Mom? This must be a coincidence or just something weird because I just bought Raptor Red. And my wife and I are having the biggest fight on whether the kids can listen to it or not. Because she said that it sounds like it's a violent story. And I said, no, it's really a great story. And I almost said, no, it's too violent for the grandchildren. But I didn't. And the next time I talked to my grandkids, they were growling and roaring and pretending to be Raptor Reds. And I just remembered how much fun we had that morning. And so it was pretty cool. However, I would never, ever let my kids listen to Gerald's Game until they're older. I was really disappointed in the movie when it came out because it was, in my opinion, a very washed out version of a horrifying book. So, any comments or did everybody leave? I can't see. Oh, hello? Anybody there? I'm all alone. That's okay. I'm good at being alone. People suck. Please enter. Okay, so if anybody wants to come up, you can. You can talk about whatever. Because right now, everybody's talking about Christmas. And yes, and I'm not particularly fond of Christmas. I used to, after Christmas vacation, I would go back to school. And people would say, what'd you get for Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas? And I'd say, oh, I didn't get anything for Christmas. And little kids are very mean. And they used to say, God, your parents are mean. Now, I know that it wasn't because my parents were mean. It was because we were Jewish and we celebrated Hanukkah. So we got lots of presents. But it's not the same as Christmas. And even though, hey, Kevin, even though I'm a grown up and I know better, I still remember how I felt as a little kid when people are saying my parents are mean. And I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit. I mean, my Secret Santa was really awesome to me. I got a really great gift from Only Oscars. And tomorrow, when I go pick up my 150-gallon tank, I think I'm going to use it on like a really cool hide or rock formation or a big plant for the Oscars to like swim in and hide in. Um, so, oh my goodness. And what did I say? No porn? Oh no. Those innuendos will get you every time. Gotta watch those. So anyway, but that was kind of like my idea of a telling tales. Because I know that we all have more interests than just fish. I mean, I've actually looked up roundhouses. And they're actually quite interesting. And it's really cool, like going over the landscape and looking for traces of a circle. You never know when you might find a crop circle. Of course, right now, in the tornado path, you won't find anything. I mean, I can't believe hundreds of acres of forest were totally decimated. I mean, I feel sorry for the people and stuff, but like, no one mentions all the wildlife. It's just, it was, and it might eclipse the Quad State tornadoes as being one of the worst. Although good news was there was not as many people in the candle factory as first believed. So I guess that's a good thing. I mean, it was sort of, I've seen a lot of tornado damage because I like tornadoes. But it was like incredible. Entire towns almost wiped off the face of the earth. It's probably why I live here. We don't have tornadoes, hurricanes. We don't even barely have snow anymore. So if anybody in this chat says global warming is fake, you don't know what you're talking about. It used to snow like 4 feet where I live right now. 6 feet where I was raised. No more snow. I remember seeing pictures of Chicago with like snow up past the first floor. That never happens anymore. So is anybody else doing anything interesting during our holiday seasons besides trying to figure out how you'll get up at 7 in the morning for the first stream and stay up way past everybody's bedtime so we can all try and win stuff? Not to mention the fact that there's like multiple people streaming at the same time, and Rico Claus can only go into one stream at a time. But who do you choose to watch? And does it really matter? Except that some of the prizes are like totally killer. But I think I've probably won my fair share, so I probably won't win anything more. I never had luck before. It was just beginner's luck. And sometimes I wonder, like, why do I even enter? It's just the thrill of the possibility. I could get something for free, which is better than spending my own money on it. On a bad note, I can't find my green plecos anywhere. I have a glow in the dark and another one, and now I'm going to have to start looking in boxes. I don't know where they went. But on a good note, I found my big, huge, like Gemco, I don't know what brand it is, my big, huge air pump that I was given. So I'm going to have to get I bought 50 feet of airline tubing, and I know that's probably not going to be enough. So I can, like, not have 8 or 9, little air pumps, and I could just have one run air lines across the ceiling. But that's okay because I'll just hide them under and around stuffed animals, which are on the ceiling. And I'll find my fish and hang them back on the ceiling. It's the best way to display stuffed animals. Just hang them from the ceiling. And the only one it bugs is my brother, but he's 7 feet tall. So he always runs into things that I hang from the ceiling. Because, I'm short. I never run into anything. And let's see, what else? Oh, I got a really cool zombie outbreak response team plaque, about 3x3, maybe 4x4, that I'm going to put in my Python tank. And I've been attempting to drill holes in rocks. And it's not even easy in sandstone. And don't ever try and drill into, I think it's Mapani wood. It just doesn't happen. Well, I'd have to have a diamond coated bit or something. But I made a lot of smoke, and the dogs were really intrigued with the burning smell. They all came running in here sniffing oh, Mom's setting the house on fire. Oh, cool. What's that smell? What's that smell? See? He agrees. Okay, Kevin, it says you need to connect your mic and cam before I can add you. Oh, I don't think that's a good angle. Hey, what happened? It's really amazing. They look a lot bigger than they really are. And they say, oh boy, maybe she's got some of those nice wormy things for us. He's waving.
Hola. How are you?
Good. Do you have a story? A what? You missed my most awesome intro. My countdown.
You have a countdown?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to go look at it then.
Well, no, it's not anywhere. Whoops.
Wasn't it in the beginning of the stream?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hello?
It's been a long day. Actually, I'm just so excited about tomorrow. I'm going to make you guys all dizzy. I'm taking you for a ride. I need more arms. Whoa. Yes, look, I managed to drill a hole in a pot. It took forever. I don't know why it decided to be a close-up now. When I set it up before, it was a long shot. You had a long day too, Joe? Yeah, well, tomorrow I go pick up the 150-gallon tank. So it's going to be a freezing ride home because I have to pick it up after his work. But
I made the mistake. I made the mistake of calling Joe after we had dessert, or while I was finishing up my second piece of dessert, and my parents were around. So my parents decided to tell a bunch of embarrassing stories about me.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah. It was quite amusing.
No, it's really bad when they start getting out the embarrassing pictures from when you were a little kid. All right. Ah. I'll figure it out, guys. No worries. Ah. And so I have figured out a problem with hang in the back filters. With hang on the back filters, you don't put your tank really close to the wall because you got to have space. So you do things like there. I dropped a lid behind the fish tank. I've been looking for my good tape measure. It's behind the fish tank. So I have to figure out how to get it.
Matt!
Because the
Hey,
grabber,
Oscars.
the grabber thing is not strong enough to pull up the tape measure.
Josie's Kevin is a lot like Fender.
No, I think Kevin would let me trip over something because he wouldn't see it and Fender would.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So what, you're saying Fender's better than me?
Okay, this fish here is a dwarf.
Okay, Lori, where's the intro? Because it's not at the beginning.
Did it not show, guys?
It wasn't at the beginning when I looked.
Well, no, because it's on the stream. Because I don't pay for StreamYards yet, so I can't have it pre-recorded.
So when did you do it?
I did it on the stream.
Yeah, I know.
I pointed my camera at my monitor and I played it.
I see your camera off the whole. Oh, maybe not. Wait. Like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, because
Was it with the tree? Was it with the tree?
No. It's blue with a circle. Fender is so soft. I mean, none of my dogs are soft like Fender. Hey, William. Nice to see you. Scott says you have to wait for me to upload the stream and re-watch it.
Well, I'm watching it right now.
Oh, because he's on YouTube and he can back it up. Because it's on YouTube. Hey! Stay away from the camera.
It's streaming right to YouTube. But I just see your logo the whole time. I don't see, besides you showing your one tank when I come up, I don't see any. I just see your logo on screen.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll have to show it again.
I'm scrubbing through, so that could be why, but.
Oh, because maybe you can't see the details.
But it doesn't look like your logo, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is your logo?
Well, with different things in it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just missing it. Yeah, I'm going through every 5-second intervals, trying to find where the heck you did it.
At the very well towards the beginning. I can always do it again later. Because see, this is God, I guess I have to remember the name of my own stream. Huh.
Poeseewi's Time for Tales.
Yes. Ah. Yeah, so we all get to tell stories. And not just about fish, but we can talk about anything. I mean, maybe you've been abducted. Maybe you have a ghost that lives in your house. Maybe you have a dog that won't shut up.
Maybe you have a dog that eats everything.
No, he just drinks my coffee if I leave it.
Really? Mine eats his own leash.
But that was only once because you learned.
Yeah, and then he ate grapes. That was fun.
Yeah. Hey.
And then today, my other one wasn't feeling good yet again.
Aw, poor Kelly.
Her stomach was unsettled. That was fun. My mother finally graduated or got her MBA.
So now she'll go for her doctorate. Well, that's what I did. I just decided buying a house was more important than getting a doctorate, which I'd never use.
Yeah, the difference is...
Excuse me, Boogie.
Were you working at the same time?
Huh?
I said, were you working at the same time?
No, that's a problem. I don't have 10 years of job experience because I raised kids. And if they don't think that that's job experience for managing,
yeah, I don't see it. I see you and your tank and a heater. And I'm scrubbing through the whole video.
I felt the same way, Ian, when I got my the stickers from Jadrin. And that was a while ago. I mean, well, that's why I named, one of my really good friends in the cop watching world died recently, and a week before he died, he made me promise that I would name two of my critters Crunchy and Munchie. So I named my pythons. Crunchy's the boy and Munchie's the girl. Because she's much more voracious when it comes to eating. But always try and keep my promise. It doesn't sound like they're going to be quiet. You guys are just going to have to put up with the hound.
Joy.
He's playing with his little sister, who at a year old is the biggest dog we have and still a puppy. She's like 3 inches taller than Leo.
Karma?
Yeah.
Well, when you say she, I don't know who she is. I'm
She
having
is
to
Karma.
go through the dogs that you have.
I only have 4.
Yes, but I don't remember what their names are. Not my job to remember what their names are.
True.
I've only seen 1 out of the 4.
Yeah, taking 4 to a fish convention would just be... Last week I was having nightmares about conventions, fish conventions. Like we went to a fish convention and it was really fun and it was great. And then the next weekend I went to a science fiction convention in the same convention hall. And they left all these goldfish in tanks, like under the tables. And it was like, what am I going to do with like thousands of goldfish and coral? I don't have enough big tanks for those. And I was just really mad at the people who ran the convention because how dare you leave fish?
Wait, where was this?
In my dream.
Oh.
Do you know what an uproar it would cause if that happened at a real fish convention? Even a swap meet if somebody left fish. I mean, somebody's always willing to take them.
I think that's what they did. Where was it? There were a bunch of bettas that were just left, and so people took. I think people got some free bettas. I forget which convention it was.
Well, it wasn't Dallas.
No, it wasn't Dallas. Although I'm surprised they didn't just give away some of the pool bettas. Yeah, pool bettas.
Yeah, well, that's because they got an offer that was too good to refuse.
What do you mean?
Because some lady offered them $3 a betta,
Oh.
which is like the same price you could buy the other bettas. So, better than $10 a fish.
Yes.
So, does anybody want to talk about anything? Or do I have to tell you about Angelville Blues?
What? Because I haven't been talking to you this whole time?
We're supposed to tell stories.
Yeah, well, I'm boring.
No, you're not boring. You just haven't lived long enough to have cool, bizarre stories. Excuse me a moment.
Well, I think I already told the Granada story. What else? Yeah, I think most of mine I have.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool. I mean, I got a deal on these polar parrots because, as he said, they're not perfect. Um, like this one has a blacker tail, and this one hasn't quite blued up, and he's actually, or she, is starting to look like a platinum with stripes. You know, I've never seen a blackworm. I haven't looked them up, but they just sound weird. I just think that the polar parrots are cool. And there's my Mangano who shouldn't be in there, and I don't know how he got in there. I think maybe he was hiding in driftwood or something. And I'm going to have to take everything out to catch him.
Yep.
Because he is so fast.
Of course I am, Joe. You buy a pound of blackworms every week.
Yeah, but it's good to spoil your fish. And they're all saying, no, you got to put your hand in the tank, Mom. With the sticky tabs.
Oh, yeah, I know, Ian. I just like giving him a hard time. He does it all the time to me.
That's what friends are for.
Phil gives way more than I give. Joe gives way more than he gets, so you know.
Well, maybe we should start giving to him. There are so many fish family people giving stuff away for Christmas. It's like, I have an excuse.
Wait, what?
Hanukkah's over.
People, what? Well, what?
there are so many people who are doing, like the 12 days of Christmas or Advent or that kind of stuff, besides just the Secret Santa.
Wait, are
And
people doing advent calendar, like an advent calendar thing?
someone was mentioning it on a stream that I
It's too,
clicked on.
it's too late now if they're starting it now. But that would be, I don't know how you do an advent calendar type deal.
I don't know. All I know about Advent is the calendar has little windows. It's like when I was visiting my husband in jail, and that's a really cool long story. And this priest came up to me with a black finger. His arm was stretched out, and he was coming towards my head. And my friend said the look of horror on my face was great. It was Ash Wednesday. I don't know what Ash Wednesday is. And all I knew was some man with a black finger was approaching me, and it looked dangerous. Only 50,000? 50,000 would, well, 3 years ago it would have bought my house, maybe. Yeah, when I go to Albuquerque, I want to buy some mysis shrimp and try those.
Wait, why mysis?
Because the mysis shrimp are supposed to be really good.
I don't know how easy it would be to culture them.
They're frozen. You can't culture them. Hey, I'll eat the clams on a half shell.
All right, Lori. You know what I'm going to ask you, and it's been bugging me. Can you change the layout?
Why? Because you want to be small?
Because then I'm like half in the screen. Like I'm cut in half. That's better. Thank you.
You always could have slid your chair over.
Yeah, but then there's too little room for error.
So how do you buy food by the slab?
What?
Ian said I buy my frozen food by the slab. The cubes aren't enough to last 1 week.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I didn't know you. Oh, they're blocks. You get blocks of them. They're slabs.
And Boogie says, but where do you put them?
I want to get those. I need to get some more bloodworms, which I need to bug my dad about. I need to get some bloodworms and yeah. I need to get bloodworms and I need to get some crickets. There's something else I need to get too, but I'm blanking on what it is.
Ooh, dry ice. I love playing with dry ice. Yeah, I haven't brought. I should think about buying frozen stuff from Ken, but not this order, but the last order. Made it to Santa Fe, and then they said that my address. Oh, I had the wrong apartment number. I don't have an apartment. And then they said I didn't exist, and the label was all messed up, so they couldn't read it. and they sent it back to Ken, and he actually called me and said the label was fine, and he sent it back out and it made it.
So you did or didn't get frozen foods?
Now, I haven't thought about ordering them from him.
Oh.
I like Ken's fish food. It comes in half-pound sealed. They're plastic, but they're crunchy kind of plastic bags. And my fish really like it. And it never clouds my water, even when I feed too much.
That's a feat.
And I just buy lots of different kinds and mix it all up.
Yes, that's what I would do.
And then for the guppies, he has really cool guppy stuff. And I put it in one of those little electric blenders, chopper things, to make it really fine for fry and my thread fins. Because when I first got the thread fins, I knew they were mislabeled, which was good because I got them at a killer price. And they're not the rainbow thread fins.
The good news is you knew what they were, though.
I had an idea what they were, because I was looking at nanofish, and they say that a lot of times they die because they have little itty bitty mouths and it's hard for them to eat. So I just, feed them like fry food, which is just ground up adult food, and I add extra protein items. Yeah, Boogie, leave the camera alone. When our refrigerator freezer decided to die, I had 2 packages of bloodworms, 3 of brine shrimp, and 1 of something else. And they melted, so I had to feed them. Boy, was everybody happy.
When was this again? It wasn't too long ago.
No, it wasn't too long ago.
I just don't remember when exactly it was.
Yeah, something like 2 months ago. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, I remember you saying. How did you fix it?
We bought a new one for $100.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, I figure it's a temporary refrigerator, but it works. And that's the most important thing.
So, I went to the Apple store today, and I need to go yet again.
Because you need a new computer.
No, my phone... maybe. My phone and my computer are not working together.
Are they having a fight? It's the ghost in the machine.
I can't restore my computer. It's not allowing me to restore my computer, which is annoying.
And they only want $1 million to fix it.
Actually, hopefully it's free. This time.
Would you guys stop it? Enough is enough. And everybody looks at me like I'm a monster. I just want some child to listen to me. It never happens. Well, I had wild children, so I have wild dogs. spoil the rod, spare the child. Spare the child, spoil, no, something like that anyway. I have to agree. If I live closer, well, I'll see if the shipping um, frozen stuff works.
I think it has to be
Although I
overnight.
am,
You could ask Joe.
yeah. Well, he buys it from Ken's, so I'll check on Ken's. But now I have to go into like town, and I can always like look at Petco. Not that they'll have big stuff, but because I have to go get mice or rats, and so far I've been buying 4. Yeah, Adele's having a pop-up stream. I should be on the schedule next week. Or no, I guess it should have been this week.
You were on this week.
So she's popping up in my spot. But that's okay. I don't care. I could think of other people I'd rather have as a girlfriend, but we won't talk about that. And it is Monday, so there's not really, sometimes there's stopwatches. I figured Patty would be over there.
Your mom hasn't called yet?
Oh no, I called my mom before the stream and
Good
told
girl.
her that we could only talk for half an hour.
Good girl. You go.
Otherwise, we'd still be talking.
Yes, that's why I said good girl.
It's like, what are you doing a stream on? I said, YouTube. She said, but what are you going to talk about? Fish, aliens, dinosaurs,
Huh?
Harleys, motorcycle, other kinds of motorcycles, cars, anything that anybody wants to talk about. And my mom said, oh, that's so nice of you.
Didn't you tell her before and she didn't know, but your dad did?
No, because my dad's been on the stream, and Mom, of course, well, you have to show me how to use YouTube. Yeah.
That's Mom.
That's okay. I had to show her how to plug in and use the USB hub.
What?
Yes, I had to show my mother how to plug in the USB hub and use it. Yeah, he thinks he's actually starting to think he's hot shit. And even though he's small, he's definitely much feistier. And the only one who really chases him is the big yo-yo. If he goes under that leaf, the yo-yo is like, this is my house, go away, buddy. But soon he'll be with his own kind.
That one African cichlid in there is funny to watch, LOL.
Yeah, the Mangano. Yeah, I bought them as Johannies, but I actually like the Manganos better because you can tell what sex they are when they're little because of the color. I haven't figured out. The guy, of course, he does breed the platinum parrots and the polar blues. And he just looks at him and he goes, okay, this one's a boy, this one's a girl, this one's a boy, this one's a girl. And it's like, I'll find out when they mate. And somewhere in here is the Honduran. So you never know, he may hook up with one of these girls or boys, depending upon Hey, what are you rifling through? Go. Go. What are you doing? Pardon me a moment. He thinks that in my garbage bag full of newspaper there is food. Garbage dog. Yeah, you. Hi, Carmy. Do I taste good, Carmy? I actually cleaned and organized somewhat.
Wow.
And I made some more of these plants in the rocks, stuck into the rocks. And I made a really cool cholla one that I'm going to put in the 150, maybe. Probably not, because
Okay,
the
when I
octopus will eat it up.
this coming year, Lori,
Yeah.
when you come see me during the summer, you need to pick me up some cholla wood too, so I can bring it home with me.
It's cheaper to just ship it to you. Especially,
That would,
well, no, actually, I got gas for less than $3 a gallon. So the gas prices went down.
wait, but you're already coming to see me.
Oh, I am?
Dallas, I think so.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can bring Choya to Dallas.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
I'm not telling you to drive all the way here. What do you? I'm saying next year. Jeez, I'm
But
not
it's
gonna
almost
tell.
next year.
You know what I mean.
I only like dry food because I live in the middle of nowhere. But I do try and keep some frozen to feed them for treats every few days. And I usually put it in a cup of warm water to melt it. And hey, Freedom! So, you guys, I'd like to introduce you to one of my cop watching friends. He lives in Indiana and he is absolutely a wonderful man, very intelligent, calm, cool, and collected. Once this stream gets really going, Freedom, it's time for tales, and everybody can come up and tell a story. Thank you. This is one of my favorite pieces of juniper that everybody says don't put in a tank. It was in a tank for about 5 years, and then I took it and I dragged it around for 11. And for the last 4 years, it's been in a tank. And yes, there's 3 loaches in there. Although I haven't seen one of them for a couple days, but I know he's in there. It could be that I am seeing him, but there's 2 that are the same size and pretty much have the same markings. So it could be I'm seeing him, I just only see one at a time. That's my big one. I've had him, he's about 3.5. And boy, is he fat. He's the oldest fish in this tank. Everybody else is less than a year old. And I'm not quite. Has anybody ever had a dwarf fish? He's right here. He was born the same time as the other platinums, and you can see the size difference. Um, Yeah, I'm just kind of worried the Mangano is getting to the point where it's going to start munching on fins. No, I don't have any angelfish. I do have, well, tomorrow I'm getting a 150-gallon tank and moving my Oscars into it. And then I'll have an empty 65-gallon. And I thought about getting some angelfish, but the ones that I want, one of our friends breeds angelfish up the wall, and they're black with like orange on top of their heads and some white. Um, they're really pretty. And I'd kind of like to get some of those to put in the tank. Either that or I'll just separate my cichlids. Kevin has angelfish because he likes the dark. How long do angelfish live, Kevin?
That's the mud skipper tank.
The cutest ugly fish in the world.
Ah,
I still want to know why a mud skipper. I'll have to ask when Chewy's in. Let any of you know. Why is a mud skipper considered a fish when it breathes air?
I think it technically is both.
No. Technically, it has to be one or the other.
No.
It's either an amphibian or a fish.
No, it can do both.
Yeah, for some reason, I was just like, I don't know, not into angelfish, but angelfish are much prettier than the last time I kept fish. Well, before this time, which was like, well, probably 13 or 14
10 to
years ago
15
now.
years is what Joe says. And it's Joe, so I believe him.
Yeah.
I'm debating whether, well, I think I am. I want to get a rack for right here.
Yeah, if you ever have fish questions, Freedom, this is a place to come. We have some really, really, like, we have some really smart people in here. I've learned a lot from these guys.
All right, let me.
Because, like, and even I'm still, I guess I never looked. These fish in here are parrotfish, except for that little black striped one. And there's the Honduran. There's a Honduran red point. And I put him in there because I just felt he belonged. And it turned out that they all are like convicts or have convict in them. So we may get something interesting, maybe a parrotfish that's a little bit longer and can swim better. Although these guys do pretty good, but it's still easy to catch them. I mean, I could catch them with my hands, but that's probably because I feed them snacks with my hands. Ah, nice. I tried to drill through a piece of Mopani wood today. I made a lot of smoke, that's for sure. I have a lot of juniper only because juniper looks really cool. And even though everyone says it's a soft wood, I mean, this piece of wood's been underwater for at least 9 years. And, you know, it was nice and dry, no sap. But I think if I could, well, I don't know. I'd have to keep two kinds of fish. The Oscars and the polars and the parrots. Polar blues are parrots. They just don't know it. They're just so relaxing. I have 4 tanks that are tea colored because of the wood in them. And eventually the tannins will go away. But the betas like the tannins, and the guppies like it. And it cuts down on the hair algae. I have some great hair algae. I spent like half an hour today dragging hair algae out of one of my tanks. What is Kevin doing? Or should we ask? Kevin is showing his angel tank. It's a 55-gallon tank.
Can you
Well, yeah.
full screen?
Okay, come on. Nope, wrong person.
Just a second.
There we go.
This is my 55 with my angels in it. They're actually doing pretty well.
Well, at least they're not at the top anymore. Yeah, Kevin had a water problem.
Yeah.
I just totally love the valve in the back.
Yes, it's a nice wall. I need a little bit more on the right side, but it's a nice wall. All right, you can take me back off screen. Sorry, Lori. I just wanted to show the angel tank. And while doing so, I pulled out my camera. What?
He must be cussing right now. But yeah, especially when they're breeding. Hey, what is it with the noise, you guys? Well, excuse me. Okay, enough. Leo. Yes, he is a very talkative dog. Hey, Danny. Danny's another one who knows a lot about fish. Yeah. Hey! Mama. He says, Mama. That's so cool. I always wanted a talking dog, but sometimes he talks too much. Leo, that's enough. I'll turn off all the lights. And we'll go night-night. I swear, I have never, ever had a dog that talks as much as Leo. And there's my wife in. Well, I'm sure that wasn't your fault, Danny. Usually it's the person who has the fish. Could be a water thing. I mean, sedatives for their puppy, a stronger shock collar, well, Leo will come up, like, especially when I'm on the phone with my mom, and it's, like a kid. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And it's like, I could have paid attention to you all day long. And now you want to.
Hey, Patty.
Yeah, Leo does that.
3G. Hey, Danny. Did, Adele just finish? Is that why? I see a bunch of people popping in now.
I think that the customer needs a shock collar.
What?
And you don't give sedatives to a puppy. Ah, Chubs. Okay, sweet dreams, freedom. And I'll see you this weekend. Hopefully.
Got it.
Yeah, I know. It was like, I kind of looked at all the people who were going to start streaming, and it was like, well, maybe I just won't go. And then it's like, forget that, I'm going. Because Adele was a pop-up, and I'm not sure who else is going. So, but this is going to be my time. Unless you guys think of a better time. Because I think we make a pretty good group. And I know somebody out there has a story to tell. But then again, I have lots and lots of stories. We could be here for 40 years. Because I know there were some boring times in my life, although I can't really remember when. God, every time I look at that and see... Yeah, well, you can't really have a stream between streams when somebody is regularly, and I know that this is like the first week that I'm regularly scheduled, but that's okay. I don't care. I actually kind of enjoy looking at my fish at this angle, and sad to say, I have the same problem as Kevin. Kevin, your problems are catching. I bought a extension, USB to USB extension, so I could show the Oscars and my Danio tank and the goldfish I'm babysitting. And all it says is, we do not recognize you don't have a camera hooked up. So the extension doesn't work, and I don't know why. I mean, it plugs in, and it's like, yeah, I can send it back for $6, but...
Wait, why?
It costs $6 for the extension cord, but it doesn't seem to want to work. I mean, technically...
Why does it cost $6 to send it back?
No, I mean, it was $6.
Where did you get it?
eBay.
How long?
I've returned 15 feet.
Oh.
Well, because that way I could, take the camera to more places. Because, I mean, well, I like looking at different fish, So, I mean, right now the blue guppies with the fry, you can't see because there's so much hair algae in there. But the fry keep popping out of it, so I don't want to take it out because the fry might get stuck in it, and I'll lose fry. But I do, if anybody knows how to get rid of some trumpet snails, I'm game.
Assassin snails.
My bladder snails ate and killed my assassin snails. I watched them. It was like, I buy assassin snail, pick them up. Do you know how many there are? There are 300 million, if not more. Okay, let's see. There's at least 300 million. See if I can do this without killing myself. There are 300 millions. You think that's how it happened? I just know that I woke up in the morning and the snails were on the assassin snails, and like one of the assassin snails was trying to crawl away, but it had no chance. Yeah, there's tons of little babies. Yeah, these guys, I was hoping to like, these guppies aren't breeding anyway. I don't know what's wrong with them. So I gave them a new friend. He's really pretty when he gets his fins back. He's a crown tail beta, and he has, or beta, excuse me. And I just did cut down on my feedings. Maybe I should cut down more. He has really yeah, my pleco he wouldn't kill anybody. Although the Oscars are kind of afraid of him. Yeah, I have 2 of the mystery snails that were given to me. I got a coolie loach, 4 black skirt tetras, and 2 swords given to me. And she said, "Oh, I hope you don't mind the mystery snails." And it's like, ooh, I've never had one of those. So I have 2 of them. And I'll see if anything happens. I lowered the water. Of course, now all the guppies go to the top. So you can't see anybody. Except for a dirty front of my tank.
Jeremy says he likes MTS.
Mountain snails.
Is it? What?
Mountain snails?
Malaysian trumpet snails.
Mystery theater. I really like the rabbit snails.
Malaysian trumpet snails.
Yeah, I like them. I like how big they get. But that's too many. And then I have a tank which... Okay, I started breeding the snails because I found 3 of them. And I thought they were really cool. Let's see. Okay, the tripod is winning. Albino. albino pond snails or bladder snails. They actually have pink bodies. Yeah, Mystery Theater snails sound really cool. I should suggest it to the guy who does Mystery Theater. We need a snail. We should tell Foxy that'd be a great idea. I'd like to. One of the things I'm saving up for, you get extra $5, and $1 goes here and $1 goes here. Is I would love to get some of the magenta snails for my burgundy tank that has the platies.
Danny, I'm with Danny on that one.
I think Danny's right. It'd be great. And I don't think it's a copy infringement on anything. But yeah, I had 3. Well, I know how snails go. But I found 3. And at that time, there were no snails in this tank. And I decided, the only way to keep them albino was to put them in a tank that didn't have any other snails. So now I have, now I have albino snails everywhere. But they're really cool because I like taking my magnifying glass and watching them because their little pink antennas are so cute. Well, anyway, they are the white dots. Yeah, I've 2 crown tails and one of those mustard ones that was given to me. So they're all in guppy tanks. And I know except in this tank, they keep the guppy fry really low. And Kevin disappeared again, and Kevin's back.
It disconnects really easily.
Okay, so don't breathe. But this has...
Why? I don't understand. Why is it that so many companies switched from USB 3.0 to Lightning, or not to to USB-C, when no, it's been like 6 years and nobody has switched their products from USB 3.0 to USB-C. I don't understand why they did that.
Because it's Apple?
It's not just Apple, though. Everybody did it.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. I'll have to look. I never considered that. Yeah, I've had 3 batches of, well, they're kind of Moscow, but they're half black or blue and half silver. And even the babies, the male babies, have black tails. In this tank, I've had like 3 sets of fry in the last 2 weeks. So this is my successful guppies.
Is it karma or boogie? Or both?
Boogie. Cause he's a boogie woogie woo dog. duckweed in there is really thick. Ooh, and parrots say yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, marketing, they need you to buy more stuff. Planned obsolescence.
But everybody does it. Everybody has USB-C now. Everybody is switching over from USB 3.0 to USB-C.
Okay, do they have the same plugs?
No, that's what I'm talking about. They're different plugs. USB-C and USB-C and USB 3.0 are different. This is USB-C.
Okay.
This is USB 3.0.
So you couldn't put the plug in. They look the same.
What?
They look the same.
These?
Maybe because you're a mod. If they put it back, oh, I see. Okay, one's small and one's big. So that wouldn't be the problem with my cable not working. Maybe it needs some sort of driver or something. That's the only problem with being a techno peasant, is I have to bug my son and say, okay, get on TeamViewer and fix my computer. I see the difference now. Hey, now that would be totally cool, Danny. That's like, I think the one thing YouTube took away, I mean, I wish that you could.
When did they have that feature? When did they have that feature? Because I don't think that's a feature. Still, I didn't think it was a feature, and I still don't think it's a feature, nor did I ever think it was a feature.
It was a feature. It was really nice because all you had to do was go to somebody's, or all you had to do is click on the 3 dots on their name, and you could go to their channel. I mean, I really miss that feature. God, people come and go so fast around here. Wow, that's a big difference between 4.5 and 100 watts. That is totally cool. I want to see. Okay, I'll have to check. I'd really like to be able to categorize like the people I'm sub to, but such is life. I actually went all the way down to the bottom of my people I've subbed to, and it was like, wow, I haven't watched any of these people for years.
I went through my list of subs, and I unsubscribed from everybody who wasn't part of the Fish fam on this channel, so that I had them separate.
Now, my top watch friends and my fish tuber friends are just going to have to be friends. And look, there's my red lizard tail catfish that I won from Dan's Fish. He really likes that skeleton. I put it in there 2 days ago, and like now he's always hanging out at it. That is one cool catfish. Hey, Danny, you're doing an awesome job. I love the mysterious Channel S.
Yeah, Danny's slacking. He only did it for S. He hasn't done it for anybody else. Usually he comes up with creations for everybody. Usually.
That's a cool feature to rediscover.
I don't know how that's a... I didn't even think that was a feature.
Oh man, back in the day when they had it, I used to use that like all the time as the easiest way to, like, well, not everybody has their email up, but the easiest way to get email or sub to their channel. When it went away, it was like, I don't think you offended anybody. You definitely didn't offend me. And that's what counts.
You offended a few people? Really?
Hey, T-Bones, what's up?
I thought it was pretty cool.
So who else's weather is going to go downhill this week? It's supposed to snow on Wednesday. And maybe tomorrow night. And I can just see driving in 30-degree weather with my van door open. My back van door open. Because I have a 7-foot tank and stand in there. And gravel and canister filter and lid and lights. It's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna have to save up. No, I can't put plants in it because the Oscars will eat it. And I already have enough decorations for it. But Danny, you didn't include the roaches. I may actually have to get roaches back from him. I don't know, maybe when they go, it's just time. Then I could get another small tank. Probably just a 5-gallon. I like the 20-gallon longs. And my favorite are the 20-gallon longs and 60-gallon. I have like all different sizes of tanks. The 75 I have is custom made, so it has a weird footprint. I have 6, let's see. 2 60s, a 65, a 25, a 29, 2 20 longs, 2 20 highs, 2 10s that are set up, a 5 that if I get a lid for it, I can put mice in instead of putting mice in a plastic container.
Hey, Sherry.
Oh, and a couple 40 breeders. Hey, Sherry. Nice to see you again. Yeah, someone else try it. Click on the 3 dots. Oh, you click on their name now?
On the computer or on the phone?
Computer. Probably.
I tried on the computer. I can't do it. Oh, and Joe wants to be a mod. I told him he's too mischievous.
Oh, baloney. But he has to say something.
I think he did earlier, but not lately.
Yeah, I don't know if I could go back that far. Going back and going back and going back and going back.
Yeah, see, I'm on my computer, and I've been having a lot of issues with my phone. So I reset it. I'm trying to get it restored back to the way it was, but right now I can't. Oh, let's see.
But that really is a cool feature for mods.
I see. Nope, same thing as usual. Report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, and cancel.
But he said it's if you click on their name.
That's what I'm reading.
Oh. Well, maybe it's because Danny was the first one. Yeah.
It just gives me the 3 options. Alright, well, I'm going to get going to bed. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming up.
I'm a mod. I tried. I couldn't do it.
I always love the convicts. That's the way to do it. See, I'll have to go back and do it. Because I think like S is elusive.
Oh, I have S.
Oh, well then I must. I don't know, I have to keep going over my list.
I think I sent you my list, but I could be wrong.
No, you did. I had the worst time when I moved all these platies because there were guppies in there. And sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference between a baby platy and a baby guppy. It's only because I have some weird colored platies. All 50, let's see, 50, 100,000 people. Sometimes I wonder how many people do fish streams as compared to our fish tubers. But I think if you do in the world of science fiction conventions, the people who run a convention are called bots.
I like that. I like that, Danny. It took me a second to figure out who you were talking about.
It's pretty good. I love Danny's sense of humor. But they're called SMOFs, Secret Masters of Fandom. But the guys who run fish conventions, They're the secret masters of fish. The best letter in the alphabet. I remember one of the streams where everybody turned into a letter. Batman! When my son went to Afghanistan, his wife told the kids that he was like Batman and he was going off to save a country. So they all think he's Batman's helper. Yeah, it's like nobody likes platies. I mean, even my local fish store was like, well, I'll take all the guppies, but, you know, platies are like. I said, but look at my platies. I don't have like normal red platies with black tails, or I have like multicolored Dalmatian platies and green platies.
I believe that's his still. Is that not yours, S?
It crashed.
Is that not it? I'm pretty sure that's your link, but I could be wrong.
It's not there. I can't click on it.
Sounds like personal issues.
Oh, it is.
Here. Lori. Here you go. It's for you.
Aw, thank you. Oh, yeah, it's in the side.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. It's annoying that it keeps on doing that, but yes. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's yours.
T-bone. Oh, God, I'm so stupid, and I just settled my insurance claim for a T-bone.
Why are you stupid?
Because I didn't get the car slams into another car at a perpendicular angle.
What?
When a car slams into another car at a perpendicular angle, you say that they T-boned.
Yes, but why were you stupid?
Because I didn't get it, and I just settled for getting T-boned.
Oh.
Oh, yes. And my brother put a trailer up for sale on Craigslist, and he's certified check for $3,000 from New York came today.
Why?
And it only took the bank a couple of minutes to tell him it was fake.
Wait, why?
You have to be careful when you sell things on Craigslist, because people try and scam you. I have several fake checks and fake postal money orders.
Okay, so here's a story about that then. So, my parents, well, we were trying to rent out our Hayward house. Or we have a condo in Hayward. So, we went, so we had an open house. And I think partially because my dad priced it too low. But we got a bunch of, but whenever we do it, when we were doing it, I think we had it too low. So when we have applicants, we have them submit a credit check, and a lot of them and bank statement, and the credit check, and a bunch of them either it was too big a proportion of their check, or they had bad credit, so we didn't want to, or we didn't feel comfortable renting to them. Anyways, so we finally found somebody to rent it, and we're doing the background check, and everything checks out for the most part. So we call his references, and I was sitting in the call with my dad, and so we're talking to them, to his boss, and my dad's like, once he got off the phone, he's like, okay, Kevin, if you had to guess, what nationality do you think that guy was? And I'm like, he sounded Vietnamese. Because the guy who was applying for the place, he had a son, and he had good credit and everything. But when we did the reference, it sounded like a Vietnamese guy who was speaking on the phone, and their name was like John Lewis or something like that. And we're like, that doesn't really sound like in our mind, we didn't think that sounded like a John Lewis. So luckily, my dad called, I think it was Kaiser. And he asked to speak to HR to see if he actually worked, or if the guy actually worked there. And they said, we don't see anybody by that name. So we asked, so we called the police, and apparently everything that my dad had told them, weight, height, name, everything checked out, except that the person that they were looking at on their screen showed a woman. And it was a guy with his son trying to rent our condo.
There's some weird people out there.
Well, no, he was trying to commit identity.
Yeah, identity theft. See,
fortunately and unfortunately, we caught him, and because we caught them, technically they did not commit a crime.
Oh.
And if we wanted to, they didn't commit a crime, but either way, if we wanted to, we could have pressed charges, but you'd have to go back to Hayward, and we're like, I don't know if it's worth it. But yeah, no, it was really weird. We're like, okay, wonder what they would have done if we actually rented to them. But they had good credit.
They stayed there anywhere between 6 months and a year without paying you. So they
Yeah.
would have free place to live.
Alrighty then, Danny. Huh.
In Texas, I had blue hair on my driver's license, and at the time I had pink hair, and I got pulled over in Texas. I didn't get a ticket, but the guy said I needed to go change my driver's license because my hair was now a different color. And I looked at him and I said, "Does your ID have gray hair or dark hair?" And he looked like he was thinking a minute and said, "Oh." And I said, "When you change your license, I will change mine."
And on top of that, even if you do change your hair color, if you don't change your hair color, well, you dye it, you're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, I just have to dye my hair another color. They just want money. Yeah, you need to pay another $20 for a license. I think my mother is actually going to get an ID card and not a driver's license next year. I think after 20 years of not driving, my mother has figured out she probably shouldn't drive.
Wait, after 20 years?
Yeah, my mom hasn't driven in 20 years. But she still has a driver's license.
How? After a certain amount of years, you have to go in and take a driving.
Well, let's see. They lived here for 15 years, went back to California, walked in, and both got their driver's licenses just taking the written test.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom she pretty much has white hair, but it's starting to grow in dark. It's really weird. If that would happen to me, I wouldn't have to dye my hair anymore. Although gray is pretty hard to dye.
Danny.
I always like the comb over with the 3 or 4 strands of hair. I guess I still have hair. My daughter's hair grows incredibly fast.
Which one?
Molly. I only have one daughter.
Oh, wait. Okay. Molly was your only daughter?
Yeah, she was hard to get.
How many boys do you have?
I have 3.
For some reason, we heard this statistic that if you have 2 boys, your likelihood of having another boy is 80%. Which I don't.
I had 3 boys, and then I went to the University of Berkeley, and I studied conception and created a girl.
I don't know how the heck you did that. I didn't think you could choose. No, because you can't technically. You can't.
Oh yes, you can because.
No, wait. No, technically you can't create a male or female though. Pose, Because it's not
No.
you that determines what. You can't determine what the sex is. It's the male.
But wait a minute. This is a subject I know well. I studied hard. The alkalinity or acidity in a woman's body, and the fact that male sperms swim faster and die sooner. So if you time conception properly and have the right body chemistry, you increase your chances amazingly. And for me, it worked. Only thing I screwed up on was the
The date?
yeah, the date, because she was due on my birthday, but a C-section is 10 days early. So and she says, but Mom, now my birthday comes on Friday the 13th. I said, yeah, better than Thanksgiving, that's for sure.
Why? When was your? Oh. No, the worst. Well, worst would be like Hanukkah or Christmas.
Christmas would be worse. Hanukkah lasts 8 days. So you can't have a birthday that lasts 8 days.
But from what, if I remember correctly, males technically are the ones that decide what gender, not females.
No, males have the male and female sperm. You argued with Terry about this? Oh no, I might have to try that. I always argue with Terry about guppies versus endlers.
Yeah, and then he gets pissed.
Yeah, and leaves. I'm not doing this anymore.
Or he just yells at you, which he's done several times.
Yeah, but I don't care. I just like think of him as a child yelling at me.
Wait, you're saying he's not? When he's that drunk, sometimes he can be.
Well, yeah. I remember the days laying in the gutter, listening to my friends talk about me, like not being able to move because I was so drunk.
Oh.
Yep, true. It's the sperm cell that wins the race. Just like that raindrop going down the window. So should I make you go away since you were going to bed? Oh yeah, bed. I don't know what that is. I'm sure that the temperature and acidity and everything plays a role in most animals that carry X or Y. Yeah, I had a
The sex of a baby is determined by its chromosome makeup at conception. An embryo with, let's see, which parent determines a baby's gender? The father has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. Can give either X or Y chromosome. The egg from the mother already contains an X chromosome. Therefore, the sex of a baby is determined by the X or Y chromosome of the sperm cell from the father. So technically, it is the father.
No, but the woman's body can, like, kill off male sperm. Let's say if you have sex and you haven't dropped the egg yet, all the male sperm swim up and there's nothing for them to attack and make a baby out of. So they all die, and then you drop an egg, and the slow swimming female sperm finally get up the tube, and you have a girl. I don't think the indoctrination they received from infancy has much to do with it. As my son once said when we got a new babysitter named Karen, Karen left. Jason came up to me and said, I'm not quite sure, Mom, how it works, but didn't Karen used to be Kevin? And I said yes, and tried to figure out how to tell a 7-year-old about transgender.
Oh.
He was one smart kid. It's Kevin, but not quite. And I said, that's right. I actually have a friend right now who's taking testosterone in the start of his journey. And it's like, look, I got a hairy chest, which I'd never be able to show you before. It's like, I don't want a hairy chest, but I'm not a guy. Okay, is it a shrimp or a fish? Ah!
Not all guys have hairy chests.
It is true. A shrimp. The platies are pulling apart a shrimp.
What?
Oh, the platies are pulling apart a shrimp. I had to go look to see if it was a shrimp or a worm or another fish. But it's a shrimp. Or what's left of a shrimp. A freeze-dried shrimp. Oh, I had, let's see, it was Human Sexuality 101. And this teacher had a fan club who would take any class that he taught. They'd go out after school to like Denny's or whatever and have coffee. And this teacher was one mean mother. So he handed out myths to all the kids or adults, all the people in class. And the game was rigged. The only black guy in class got the question that black men are all well endowed. And you were supposed to read the question and answer it. And he read the question and then looked down and kind of like hesitated, and he said, well, I don't think this is true. And the teacher went off on him. So what? You got a small weenie, and just like tore this poor kid apart. I actually turned the teacher in because that was like just... Teachers are not supposed... Yeah, it was really... I mean, I could not believe that this teacher did that. And I mean, this kid, and then, well, one of our assignments was to go watch a porn movie. And he singled me out one day. And he said, well, one, I don't think that you really did the assignment based on your report. And I think you're lying about your age, and you're probably not even 20. And just said a bunch of stuff. And it was like, you know what? You are the absolute worst teacher I've ever had in my entire life. And so I walked out and went straight to the office.
No, I like how my 7th grade teacher went on for a whole period on how girls are superior to boys. Oh, and by the way, may I remind you, she was divorced, had one daughter, and the daughter went to Castellea, all-girls school. She went on for a whole fucking period on how guys don't need to be on this earth.
Well, if there weren't guys, there wouldn't be any of us. And I'm going to bump the camera because, yeah, this teacher was, I mean, he really was a monster. And he wasn't there the next semester. And I am going to go remove the sponge out of one of my tanks. And I don't know where it came from. I mean, I know where the sponge came from. It just, yeah. I mean, he needed some serious psychological work. I actually would have liked to play with him more, just because I'm not a nice person sometimes, and it's fun to play with those who are less intelligent. Like Tim Curry says, a mental mind can be nice. No, that won't work. Okay, tomorrow we'll change your water. And they say, no, do it now. What? You guys already ate.
Hey, Lori, what time are you ending the stream?
I don't know. When people tell me to go away. Although I do probably, I don't know, maybe midnight, because I do have to wake up early to go to my mom's to have latkes and chicken soup. Oh, that'll be cool. Got to do a video, Danny. You know, I actually joined a Facebook Guppies group, and I've been doing some research into the Guppies. There's some pretty interesting looking fish. I would have to find out, you know, a decent place to get them. And I think it was Danny who said the other day that he prefers to buy from Fish Fam. Oh, a bagel! A bagel! Oh. Okay, so I don't get a bagel and lox. I just get latkes and chicken soup tomorrow. Yeah, there's some pretty interesting Guppies out there. It's one of those, you know, now, yeah, see, I would like to, but, and I've only told Kevin this, I have tried a Fish Fam member to get polar blues from. I have tried several Fish Fam members to get guppies from. I tried to get some OBs once. And everybody seems to forget about me, and like, I never get the fish even when they have them, which is why I drive 2.5 hours, or I buy from an online store. I think Kevin and Jeffrey are probably the first Fish Fam people I've ever gotten fish from.
Not for lack of time.
Yeah, not for lack of trying.
You've never gotten anything from Jesse?
Nope.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, I've never seen a male flying fox either. Wow, yellow fins with orange tips. Wow, that sounds nice. But yeah, yes, I actually am looking in. Oh yeah, pound of cream cheese and lox. But that's only because, like, I grew up with lox. But I would take just a toasted bagel with cream cheese. Or sushi. Ooh, got some shimmying going on. Somebody posted in Fish Tank Talk on Facebook that they only had two platies or something left. They were shimmying, which she looked up and it's called flashing at each other and then dying. So since she only had two left, she was hoping somebody could tell her what disease they have and recommend what medication. And it's like, if they're flashing and dying, you definitely have a problem.
Well, yeah. That's why she's asking.
Well, yeah, but shimmying and flashing doesn't cause, it's not a disease. Well, some people may think it's a disease.
No, those are symptoms. Those are symptoms of the disease and things that happen because of the disease. That's not the disease in itself, in and of itself.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about I'm not real fond of the
Akara?
although Sherry's are absolutely a beautiful blue.
I'd like to get some blue Akara.
Well, I'm like...
Or electric blue Rams, too. Or some Akara or electric blue Rams.
Yeah, since I have 4 tanks of Guppies, and only one of the tanks is breeding anything, I wouldn't mind putting, mixing Guppies and trying to goodie it. I have to find what kind and see what's available. Check out their water parameters. Yes, I'm the breeder, the non-breeder that everybody hates because my fish like to hybridize. They don't like being pure. Yeah, it's like really sad when you text somebody on their business page 5 or 6 times, and a month later they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot to answer you." So you talk to them a couple times back and forth, tell them what you're interested, how many you want, and they said, "Okay, I'll get right back to you." And you never hear from them again. And when you run into them at Aquashella, they put their eyes down and go the other direction.
There was only one person there, though, right? Or were there several?
No, there was only one. Ed doesn't count. That's just a t-shirt.
What?
I said Ed doesn't count as someone who was supposed to send me something.
Yeah, well.
Okay, I wrote down Sergeant Tanks.
Have you never seen this channel?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, the only reason I know I've seen real flying foxes is because my local fish store I mean, he was well, he wasn't a small fish store, but I mean, I've been buying from him for 30 years, so. Oh, cool, Sherry. Guppies!
Are you watching something in the background, Lori?
No, I'm just looking at fish and.
Yeah, but I hear something else playing in the background.
Oh no, that's Kevin in the living room.
Watching, right?
Yeah, watching the 65-inch TV.
So there is a TV playing in the background.
Yeah.
I said, is there a TV playing in the background?
Oh, I thought you said, do you have a TV playing in the background?
Well, technically it is your TV, and it is playing in the background.
Well, yeah. Wow. Flying foxes and I used to breed sugar gliders, but then my hands got too bad to give all of them enough good
Hey,
attention.
Danny, are you going to the ACA, Danny?
Fish that you want.
Wait, what? What Mississippi hippie?
Danny said, I mean, sometimes you can't find the shit and it takes you down. And Sherry said, can't find what shit, Danny? And then Danny answered your question and said, he's hoping to make it. I wouldn't mind trying to go, but I'd get stuck in Missouri.
Is it in your budget?
Are you kidding? No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm wondering how realistic it is to see you there. Because I don't want to get my hopes up and then...
Oh no, are you kidding? You have to consider that even with a 5% raise this year, I will probably be around $800 a month to live on.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There are stores that do that.
They're probably just too stupid to know the difference.
SAE can be mean little mother fudgers.
Oh no, he's starting to cuss.
I said mother fudgers. Technically, I never swore.
I would love to go to Fishtober, but it's not in my budget.
I'm planning on coming. I don't know. I need to find somewhere to stay. I hope Bateson will let me stay again. I really enjoyed staying with Emily and Tyler. We'll see if they're sick of me or not. I had so much fun. I had so much fun going. And I want to go to, let's see, Fishtoberfest. Fishtoberfest, Dallas, and ACA.
See, I'll just go to Dallas because it's the closest, and I can see my kids.
Hey, what about me?
And you?
What, am I chopped liver?
No. I mean, I really want to go to Missouri. Because I want to go see
No,
Casey
what?
and Debbie and Ricky.
Wait, Sherry, I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't cuss.
What?
Sherry's saying she cussed. Let's see. Grow lots of algae. If they eat hair algae, I'm set up for a couple.
Wait, CAE, Chinese algae eaters, or SAE?
CAE.
So now you're talking about the Chinese algae eaters, not the Siamese.
They're all supposed to eat algae and probably don't.
No, they don't. I want to get some, what are they called? I kind of would like to get some red gara.
Oh, pandagaras?
Yeah.
Well, my hyphen was doing a good job of clearing the algae, but then he quit.
No, the red gara. Yeah, the red gara.
Yeah, stringing hair algae just loves me.
I get some algae film on the walls of my tank, especially the angel one. But that's only because I don't have any plecos or anything in there, and I only have one or so autos in there, which I want to get more, but
Yeah, I'd algae scrape the back of the tank, but I can't get to it, so.
I don't care about the back. I just care about the front.
From what I've heard, most bosses are idiots.
What?
Most bosses are idiots. That's why I don't want to be anybody's boss.
Well,
I'm not stupid.
the one thing I will say is if you have friends, sometimes that can be good. If you have friends that will hire you.
I wouldn't be a good friend to work for. I'm not nice.
My mother has 2 employees that she actually. We've gotten along. We've known them since 2010. We've known her for at least 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, but then I'd have to find real Siamese flying foxes.
For what?
To eat hair algae.
Uh-huh. I don't know why my whole 55 gallon has a ton of algae. Well, I do know why. I don't have a bristle nose in that tank, but What are you eating?
Dried fruit.
Fried or dried?
Dry. Wow. 1,700 to go to the cripple crown. The Triple Crown.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to that one. That's for, yeah, that's. I'm gonna do that one, and then I've got two others. The two others that I want to go to. If I can swing it, I'd like to go to Florida, but I don't think I'm gonna get the money to do that, or have the money to do that. Don't think that's gonna be in the budget.
Okay, 9 more minutes, guys. That was
What?
probably not including shopping money.
One more what?
9 more minutes
Oh yeah.
till midnight.
Yep.
Because I want to go get my 150-gallon tank.
I wish I could drive. Where are you working now?
See, if New Mexico Aquarium Society had like a convention, that's not even in my town. Danny says he's still at the pet store.
Wait, but he said, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to take that vacation time or not with my new job. So what are you doing now?
He hasn't started it yet.
Oh. Okay, where are you going to be working at?
Swans.
Ah. What is Schwann's?
It's a yellow truck that drives around and brings good food. And I like the little drink boxes. The concentrated drink boxes. Man, my kid used to absolutely love those.
Hey, Danny?
And ice cream. Oh, they have fantastic ice cream.
Danny, what is it that you're not telling us?
Crazy issues, huh?
Yeah, what are you hiding from us? What are you not telling us, Danny? What are you not telling us, Danny boy? Ah.
I used to love Schwann's.
Is it a chain? Not a chain. It's I don't know. I know.
Wow. I put in Schwann's and I get Instacart, Ship It, Diet to Go, Chicago Company. Now they think I'm in Oregon because my local results are in Oregon. That's pretty good.
Did I miss a question from S earlier? S, my tanks are doing okay. I don't, well, okay, that's not totally true. They don't have a ton in it right now. I'm just making sure that they stay cycled. I'm hoping to start those up again, and I'm debating whether or not I want to do, I'm debating whether I'm going to do the,
Hey, Holly.
I'm debating whether I'm going to do the golden bees in my 20 gallon or in the 10 gallon. Because the 20 gallon is underneath my 55.
I actually have a warrant for, and this was really stupid, leaving my dog in the car with no water. I went into the restaurant to pick up a hamburger. My dog had knocked over the water I left, and it was 60 degrees outside.
And what happened?
I got a ticket for leaving my dog in the car with no water on a hot day. It was 60 degrees outside. When I came out, we actually had to move under the awning because it started raining like crazy. So there's no way that she would have overheated. She knocked over her water, which is why her bowl was empty. And the cop saw that. And I didn't live in New Mexico, so I went home. And I never got the notification for court. So I missed it and got a warrant.
I didn't think they could give you a ticket for that. Oh, yeah. I have a story really quickly.
You have 2 minutes. You'll have to do it next Monday. Okay, go.
I can do it in 2 minutes. So my mother, and my parents, and my brother. I was like 5. My brother was like 2 or 3. My brother was like 2 or 3. I was like 5 or 6, and we were at Safeway, and we had a van with a entertainment console. So my brother and I were watching TV on the entertainment console. My mother was in the back sleeping, and my dad went inside of Safeway to go get some groceries. And apparently, 2 people came in, or 2 people went into Safeway, complaining that they had that we were left in the car by ourselves. And my dad went up to the front and got so upset because apparently they called Child Protective Services, and he got so upset. He's like, can you tell them that the 2 kids are in the car, a running car with the AC on, watching TV in the car on the entertainment console, and their mother is in the back seat with them? Their mother is in the back seat while they're watching? So, because the two of us were watching on the console, and my mom was, I guess, sleeping or lying in the back, and they didn't see it. And I'm like, and so they called Child Protective Services, and my dad just was so pissed because he's like, they're in a AC car, and their mother's in the back, and they're watching TV. I don't know how that could be. I don't know.
I think my giant Daniels are about 6 months old. I'm not sure. I actually know some people whose last name is Hill, and they live in the hill country in Texas.
Ian says, I'm dead. All right, are you going to wrap things up? You're a minute over.
I got to ask S a question.
And that's my fault?
Yeah, no. Okay, S, what size tank do I need for your average period to even see if I'm in the ballpark?
Wait, why Bobby? Oh.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, we didn't even get to.
Save it for next week. Wasn't that what you said to me?
Yeah, but next week is too late.
Okay, what?
Because I wanted to know, besides you, if anybody else did the fish, the Secret Santa thing.
Wait, why is next week too late?
Well, because on the 18th is when I think.
Oh, really?
I think Jess is streaming the 18th. All the stuff. Okay, range full grown is 3 to 4 inches. Okay, well, 65-gallon tank should be okay. Seems like everything I have except for the eye biters and the Oscars. No, Kevin has an interview tomorrow. Okay, twist my arm, twist my arm.
What?
I don't have to be at my mom's till noon anyway, so.
Wait, what? So we're going longer now?
Yeah, but you have an interview and you need your sleep.
It's not till 10:30, but still. S.
Yeah,
And if I remember correctly, I was not the one that said we need to end it. I think it was you that said.
well, I just saw my note that says I don't have to be at mom's until. Usually when she does lunch, she wants me there like 10 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm going to ask. And it sounds like a cool job. But I'll let you tell people if you want to after I finish talking. So did anybody else do the Secret Santa? I actually was not going to do it because last year I kind of, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Sherry. That's really good. You know what we got the other day? A phone book. An honest to goodness phone book. I didn't think they still existed, but it was in our post office box. Yeah, I'm really happy I did the Secret Santa this year because, well, Kevin was kind of trying to talk me into it, and then I figured that.
Wait. How is this my fault? How is this my fault? I don't remember talking you into it.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing because I decided that a Secret Santa should be for, I mean, I can buy airline tubing and that kind of thing. And no, you just, because I don't know who sent me this stuff. I don't know who my Secret Santa is. I mean, we find out like the 17th or something on Jess's stream. But I still don't know who my Secret Santa is from last year. And I watched Jess's stream like 3 times trying to figure it out.
Why? Because you were upset with what you got?
No, I wasn't upset. It was just that I had just bought like 25 feet of tubing and check valves, and that's what I got. So it was like, I mean, I've used it all up now, but yeah, we were trying.
Yes, Danny. Yes, Danny. Wait, yes, Danny. And I was thinking of doing a white elephant party, except the only problem with that is I don't know how you do it with so many people in a chat that might participate. Otherwise, I was gonna do it. I was definitely thinking of doing it because in my mind, I was going to, but in my mind, if there's too many people, it would be very hard to do. Like, I was thinking maybe I would just ask people to give me the money. I would buy gift cards and stuff for a secret white elephant gift. Or at least things that were of similar prices. A white elephant gift is where which you didn't even know about that, did you? If I remember correctly, I had to explain to you what it was.
Yeah, because I don't do Christmas.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and wait, why can't you do that, Danny? You can still do that on a stream. It's just gonna be a lot harder. And technically, there is a soft.
Oh,
and technically,
nice, Ian. Bunch of dragon stone.
Cool. What is a brown gift bag exchange? I've never heard of that. So everybody brings a gift of around a certain price range. You take turns selecting an open gift from the pile. You can either steal a gift from someone else, or you can get a new gift. You go around, and if you want to steal a gift, somebody can steal a gift, but only up to 2 or 3 times. And then once it's stolen 3 times, people can't steal that gift again. It's frozen. Until the last person, where I believe they can choose anybody. That's usually how it works.
Yeah, see, I can't remember what state it came from. I mean, I've used all. You know how it is with airline tubing, and I hate when you take it out and it gets like hard, or the end gets so loose that you have to like cut it a little bit so it fits tighter on it. But this year, okay, I decided Secret Santa was to get you things that you really wanted, but you won't buy yourself. And when you see my video, I scored. I was like so excited. It was like,
what did you get?
I was really excited.
Oh, wait, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll find out next week. I was so excited, though. I mean, it was like...
All I can say is you're welcome.
Yeah.
So
I may even do it next year. Unless Jess ups the cost again.
You were panicking and I told you to calm down. So you're
Well,
welcome.
because that's the thing is that if you get it from Amazon, then it just says it's from Amazon. And I mean, I met so many fish tubers that I didn't know last Christmas when Jess had her stream. Um, people I didn't even know. Okay, like today, I didn't know about Sergeant Tink. So that's, somebody I have to check out. Because I don't know, I tend not to
When,
go
how long have you been in the fish fam again?
a couple of years.
I think I started finding out about the fish community within the last, since February
And
or
you know
March of
way
this
more
year.
people.
What?
That is, you know way more people, but I don't really like a lot of people. I mean, like large crowds. Um,
Well, you did fine at Dallas. That's for sure. That was actually kind of fun.
yeah, but I went out and smoked a lot, and there's a lot less people outside.
Yeah, but I thought you did that just because.
I smoke.
Well, yeah, I thought those were your
Yeah.
normal breaks.
No, so yeah, sometimes it was for like I was getting overwhelmed with people.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed it. Although, if there are too many people and too much noise, that's when I have issues. But for the
Yeah.
most part, it wasn't too bad for me.
No, it was good.
I enjoyed myself. I really did enjoy myself for the most part. Um, although I wish that it was a little bit easier to find people, and I really went. I really enjoyed going to Fishtoberfest. I don't know which one I enjoyed more. I enjoyed going over to Kenny's house. My one problem was I wish that I could actually have listened to the speakers, but there was no way for me to listen to the speakers while, because it was only one day and I couldn't listen. I couldn't hear both the speakers and the I couldn't hear the speakers and the and go and look at the stuff on that people were bringing, and I think that was the same. That was what Ryan's issue was as well. Was he wasn't able to hear any of the speeches because he had to be at his booth.
Yeah.
So that made it kind of hard when you're shopping or at your booth. You can't hear it. Did y'all see the cute Aquashella video today with Shanna? No, we did. I did not. I didn't know my Secret Santa. Cool to get to know someone new. Oh, cool.
Part of the problem with that is that there is so much to look at.
Because by the time that I was able, to, a bunch of the vendors had left. Like by time it came to like 2, there weren't that many people, and there wasn't a ton there, and it was only one day. So by 2 or 3, everybody had already left, and it's like, okay, great. Well, that makes it hard because I don't want to.
Miss out.
I don't want to miss out, and on top of that, you couldn't. If you want to get certain things, you had to be there early, and I don't think very many people had discounts at the end of the day. So that also made it kind of difficult.
Yeah, a one-day event is kind of hard in that respect. Aquashella, the first day, it was just like walk around and be amazed at all the things.
Yeah, the only thing that, well, the first day that, well, we got to see setup, but the only thing that, the one thing that I did buy really early on was the shrimp, and that was it.
Oh, now setup. Setup was really, I scored for setup because, ah, let's see.
Did she
This
drop?
is my turtle. I was out driving around the parking lot. Ouch!
Yeah,
I took Leo out to go to the bathroom.
I think you
And,
took both dogs.
yeah, I think you're right. But I took the dogs out to go to the bathroom on my scooter, and then there was this really nice piece of mesquite wood laying on the ground, and there was no truck around it. So I picked it up and decided it had a tag on it, and I decided I would return it to its owner.
I believe that was
And like,
not aquatics.
yeah, and a lot of people were saying you should just keep it. Thank you, Danny. I was gonna go look for it, and I decided I was gonna try and find who it was. Well, it didn't belong to the guy who had all the mesquite, and then go like an idiot, read the tag. And the tag had the name of the place at $53 for this really cool piece of wood. So I went up and I was standing there with this piece of wood. And I guess the owner of the booth came over and he said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I found this in the parking lot. And so I'm bringing it back to you because, like, it's kind of a pricey thing to lose." And he said, "Well, thank you." And he goes, and I was looking at the turtles because they were really cool. Besides, the tank on top was round and filled with cichlids, and it was African cichlids, and it was really a cool tank. If I could only have one tank, I'd have that tank. And so I was looking at the turtles and the fish, and he said, "Would you like a turtle?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd like a turtle." So he gave me the turtle for returning his mesquite. And it's like some rare kind of turtle that costs $1,000 if it's alive. But I just like stuffed animals. So like he spent all of Aquashella riding in my scooter's
That
basket.
was pretty cool. I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Although it did make it a little bit hard to get some stuff.
Well, yeah. But it was cool because, Leo's a dog and dogs eat stuffed animals. But Leo slept with the turtle and didn't eat it. I like totally panicked because I saw its flipper coming out from underneath the blanket at my daughter's. And I thought, oh God, Leo got the turtle and chewed it up. And he didn't chew it up. I was so happy. And it's a soft turtle. But it was like, my conscience caught that. I would have loved that piece of wood, but my conscience just couldn't, it just would be wrong. And I was actually getting sort of, that's it, a fly river turtle. I mean, it's a really cool turtle. See, now I'm going to write that down so I can research the kind of turtle I have. See, I'm old-fashioned. I still use pencil and paper. That's one of the, I think the most disappointing things for me not being able to walk is I can't go hunt out wood right now. And hopefully with my blood sugar getting better, because I have all my medications, I'll be able to get the pain shot, which will relieve the swelling, so maybe I'll be able to start walking more again. pretty bad because I'm like, I really like hunting for, wood and rocks and juniper comes. Well, one of my favorite things to do is we have a lot of flagstone out here, and the guys who go out and get it and sell it on the side of the road, they're only interested in big pieces. So all the smaller pieces they just like toss. So it's just like totally cool to go out there and all these, a foot by 6 inch. They're just laying all over the place. And I found out, I went to find out how much a permit was, and you can collect 15 pounds of rocks a day for free. So it's like,
What
yeah, I'm
about
full
choya
of,
wood?
huh?
What about choya wood?
If it's dead, they don't care.
I believe Arizona you can't.
Arizona's weird.
That's what somebody had told me.
I have like tons of friends who have dead choyas on their property. I mean, I could always go there and get it too. I don't have any choya plants on my property. I just have prickly pears. And not very many of them because the horses kind of killed the ones in the back half of the property. I don't think there's any left except in my cactus garden. Yeah, I love looking for driftwood and rocks. It's like, you're a rock hound when you always are looking down. And the rocks that are around the sidewalks that are hot at the hospital in Santa Fe, oh man, I want to steal some of those.
Shh.
There's people there all the time. I wouldn't do that. My luck, I'd get arrested. I've been like to jail once, and I told them, they said that I would be extradited, and I said, well then, you better take me to the hospital because I really need my psych meds. And the jailer got up and came and said, psych meds? And I said, yeah, I would like the bouncing off the walls, walking on the ceiling if I don't have my medication. And boy, they didn't even book me in until my dad came to bail me out because they were trying to figure out what to do with me. Well, Ian, I may have to find you a piece of choya wood. Yeah, they're really expensive. I mean, the one that I just stuck plants in.
Next year, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what Taylor did and either buy a suitcase there or bring a suitcase with me and just pay the extra and say to hell with it. Because I really want to be able to bring stuff home.
Okay, let's see.
And I want more wood in my life. Okay, that sounds weird.
You did that on purpose.
I did. You know I did. Oh, well, I mean,
It's about 2 feet tall.
where did Lucas go? Lucas went with Danny, and they made a whole day out of it, and he sold a bunch of wood while he was there. He sold a bunch and brought a bunch back with him.
I talked to my nephew who has I I don't know, 10 acres, and he said it's all tons of mesquite. So if I wanted to go get mesquite, that I could. If I go down there next year. So I may do that. I don't know. Yeah, there's tons of cholla here. But unlike in Arizona, except for a few, they don't get really, really fat and huge.
I don't know. All I know is he had wood.
Sometimes I think Texas has all the cool stuff, except for the fact that they have humidity. And I don't do well in heat and humidity. Okay, well, it's almost 12:30. I'm going to wrap it up. Everybody come up with a story. The jokes were great, Sherry. Ooh, maybe I'll look for Ghostwood. Don't give out the secret. Then everybody will want some. Yeah, see, Patty, that's why I drove, because I could put everything in my van, including Kevin and Fender. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. And I'm sure I'll see you before Monday, but I will hope to see you all again on Monday. And everyone come up with a story, because you never know when I might bug you. And I'm really good at bugging you. You will dream of me. You will see me behind the glass at stores. And I will haunt you. So everybody remember, doesn't have to be fish related. We all have a life beyond fish, I think. Although sometimes I wonder.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I will see you all on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.